Well, good evening, friends. Again, it is an incredible privilege to be able to worship with you in your homes. And this evening, we've chosen a whole series of songs that some of them have been requested by members of our church, and some just feel in fitting with the general theme of stuff that's kind of going on at the moment. So I just want to encourage you wherever you are, just to close the windows if you're scared of the neighbours hearing you sing, but if you're not, then open the windows. This is an opportunity for your praises to reverb around our neighbourhoods. At the moment, let's face it, there's a lot of fear and anxiety that is rattling its way through our neighbourhood, through our whole country, from north to south. The fear that potentially we could find ourselves with this virus ourselves, or even worse, that those to whom we love may get it. Fears of whether or not we're going to be able to financially stay afloat, not just as a nation, but directly us in our own households. So fear is prevalent. And I don't want to just say that, being a Christian means that all fear dissipates, because actually that's not the case. But we do believe that we worship a God who is above and beyond all things, and who is all powerful. And the truth is that as we come to God and we realize that actually He's bigger than this, that our fear and our anxiety, our depression, all of those negative inward thoughts that go on begin to dissipate, begin to disappear, because the God that we worship is above this, and He has the power to be able to see us through this. And when God promises that He will look after us, that He will be our strong fortress, this is what God's promising to be. And so as we worship God tonight, whatever's going on in your life at the moment, I just want you to be able to, if it's possible, just to park it. And let's just choose to approach God and just worship the God who is our strong fortress, who will see us through. One of the songs that was requested is My Lighthouse. And we're going to start by singing that song. And the lyrics of this song say that in my wrestling, and in my doubt, and in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through, because you are the peace in my troubled sea. And I genuinely believe that there are some of you who are watching this right now, whether that's live with us this very moment or later on, who actually feel like your life is just being battered by a brutal sea, being tossed to and fro, and you need to know that God is in control. And so as we choose to worship God this evening, we're inviting Him into our homes, and through the power of His Spirit into our lives, to be the God who can and will transform. So let's just begin by taking a moment. Let's pause. Then I'm going to pray, and then we're going to sing. And you've got two options once we get to the singing part. The first one is that you can choose to have this playing in the background and go about whatever it is you're doing, attempting to multitask, doing one thing on your iPad whilst doing another thing, whilst watching something else, or alternatively you can choose to say, do you know what, I'm going to engage, and I want to encourage it to be the latter, and choose to say, I'm going to park all the other stuff that's going on. Let's just worship God together. So let's just pause, and then I'll pray. Heavenly Father, I just want to start this evening just by saying you are welcome here in this house. You are welcome in my life. Lord, I want to see you more active in and through me. Lord, I thank you for our church that currently is dotted in homes all over who are logging in to join in worship now. Lord, I ask that you would make yourself known in those homes. Lord, as we together now begin to sing these songs, may they be more than just words or cleverly written melodies, but may they be our heart's cry, Lord. And as we sing and as we praise you, that these would be the heart's cries of people across this nation. Lord, as we recognize you as God, place ourselves underneath you and say, Lord, you are God and we worship you. So Lord, I just ask you, would you make yourself known to each of us? We ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, I'm really blessed to have Nick singing with me this evening. Again, popping all the words on the screen. Just to my left, your right. And I have a beautiful Cocker Spaniel called Malachi, who no doubt will keep popping his head in and out of shots as he desperately tries to find the tennis ball he's no doubt just lost. So, let us begin by singing.
Wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't work out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, in the silence, you won't let it go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise that you can be saved to shore, saved to shore, saved to shore, saved to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I rise and sing, for my God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise that you will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Fire before us, you're the brightest, and you will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you're the brightest, you will lead us through this. Let's sing that again. Fire before us, and you're the brightest, you will lead us through this storm. Fire before us, and you're the brightest, and you will lead us through this storm. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise, and you will carry me safe to my lighthouse, oh, shining in the darkness, and I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise, and you will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. and you surround me with song and of deliverance from my enemies, till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Yeah, I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, but you have chosen me. Love has called my name, and I've been born again into your family. Your love flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and sing. I am a child of God. You split the seas. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and sing. I am a child of God. Yes, I am. Oh, I am a child of God. Yes, I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to sin. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I declare it tonight. You split the seas. And you split the sea so I can walk right through. My fears are drowned in perfect love. And you rescued me so I could stand and sing. I am a child of God. Let's declare that again. You split the seas. And you split the mercy so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love, and you rescued me so I could stand and sing. I am a child of God. You say I am a child of God. That's who you say that I am a child of God. Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night as you tell me that you're pleased and that I never wrong. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. Yeah, I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know that we're all searching for answers. Only you provide us. You told us what we need before we can say you were. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways to us. Yes, you are. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways to us. Oh, love so undeniable, I can hardly speak. Love's so unexplainable, I can hardly think as you call me. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still into love, love, love. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways to us. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways. You're perfect in all your ways to us. Faithful one, so unchanging, ages one, you're my rock of peace, Lord of all, I depend on you. And I call out to you again and again. I call out to you again and again. And you are my rock in times of trouble, and you lift me up when I fall down. All through the storm, your love is the anchor. My hope is in you alone. Sing faithful one again. Faithful one, so unchanging, ageless one, you're my rock of peace, Lord of all, I depend on you. And I call out to you again and again. And I call out to you of trouble. And you lift me up when I fall down. All through the storm, your love is the anchor. My hope is in you alone. And you are my rock in times of trouble. And you lift me up when I fall down. All through this storm, your love is the anchor. My hope is in you alone. Who might the highest king will welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Yes, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me. Oh, his grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Sing that again. I am chosen, not forsaken. Oh, I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Yes, I am who you say I am. Who the Son sets free, who is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Sing, I am chosen. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. Oh, I am who you say I am. Yes, I am who you say I am. Yes, I am who you say I am.
Heavenly Father, I just want to pray, God, that we are able to take those lyrics as they stand, Lord, as they tell us just of how you have adopted us into your family. And Lord, we don't deserve that. Lord, that's not something that we can earn. Lord, it's when we realize that we need you. When we cease to try and follow our own heart's desires. When we cease to try and follow our own futile efforts. And instead, Lord, just place ourselves at your feet and say, Lord, you're God and I submit to you. And only then do we begin to find, Lord, that there is life and it's a good life. Lord, I would rather believe I am who you say I am, Son of God, than believe what the world tells me that I am. That is, I'm not good enough, that I need to keep trying harder, that I need to stand on as many people as possible to get my dreams. But instead, submitting to you, I realize actually I am your son. Lord, that we are your children. Lord, that's a life that I want to live. So Lord, help us to begin to put that into action. Lord, we ask. In Jesus' name. Amen. This is our last song for the evening. And Chris Jacks asked for this one. This is Guide Me, O My Great Redeemer. This is a slight twist just lyrically, just to make it a little bit more understandable for those who don't speak the Authorized King James in every aspect of our lives. So a lot of the thous are replaced by you or me. So guide me, oh my great Redeemer, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but you are mighty. Hold me with your powerful hand. Bread of heaven, bread of heaven, feed me now and evermore. Feed me now and evermore. The crystal fountain whence the healing waters flow. Let the fiery cloudy pillar lead me on my journey
my strength and be my shield. Ever be my strength and shield. When I tread the verge of Jordan, be my anxious fears subside. Death of death and hell's destruction, land be safe on Canaan's side. Songs of praises, songs of praises, oh, my joy shall ever be. Oh, my joy shall ever be. Songs of praises, songs of praises, oh, my joy shall ever be. Oh, my joy shall ever be.
Sing verse 1 again. Guide me.
My great Redeemer, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but you are mighty. Hold me with your powerful hand. Bread of heaven, feed me now and evermore. Feed me now and evermore.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this evening. I know we have, and I'm hoping that with my window open, so too have my neighbours, that I haven't just been reported for making terrible noise in the neighbourhood. But I just want to encourage you just to stay in touch with us as a church, and as a group, a community, attempt to try and walk through this crazy time that we're living in. It requires for us to be able to come together, and so I just want to encourage you that if you want to be in touch with us, then please do drop us a message through any of our social media outlets, whether that's Instagram, whether that's Facebook, whether that's YouTube, and we want to hear from you. You can go onto our webpage. All of our details are there. But thanks for this evening for choosing to tune in, and if you've managed to stay until this point, then even more so of a congratulation, and so yeah, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again. So thanks a lot.